Good morning. Welcome into another installment of Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Sean Robertson of Gateville Law Firm. They're in Yorkville and online at gatevillelawfirm.com. And Sean is with us once again in studio. Sean, good morning and welcome back.
Oh, thanks, Mike.
So today we're focusing on probate and kind of going over some of the basics of that. Where do we want to start on a probate show?
Yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to talk about what are the basics, designated beneficiaries. So designated beneficiaries are when you have assets that transfer through like a bank account, life insurance, maybe a house. So generally where people get involved in a probate matter is they had a bank account or they had real estate that didn't have a beneficiary designation. So that's where probate comes in.
Yeah, so probate, when that's involved, you did not create that estate plan, right, that helps make things a little bit easier?
Correct. So Illinois has a law where there's an exception where probate's not required for personal property, not real estate, personal property, assets of under $100,000. So there's a procedure called a small estate affidavit that can be done when you have a bank account that has $20,000 in it and there's no beneficiary. So a lot of times you can avoid probate that way. So where probate typically comes about is a surviving spouse. Spouse has deceased. There's one parent or only one person on title. That's where probate generally comes up, Mike.
So what types of assets kind of pass outside that probate process?
So really life insurance can pass outside the probate, 401k plans, bank accounts. So one of the things we counsel people on with estate planning is there's a better way to do things. So the problem with intestate succession is if you don't have an estate plan and something happens and you got to probate it, it can get kind of expensive. So intestate succession is the government assumes that the spouse should inherit one half and the children should inherit one half. But not every family situation meets that definition.
Yeah, it's not always cut and dry. There can be some gray area in there, right?
Absolutely, because a lot of times I talk to parents where they want to give all their money to one kid or to another kid, and they may have multiple kids, or you may have unmarried people, or you have different people that have different definitions of family where there's not one straight definition of family.
Yeah, and you mentioned the probate process, an expensive one. Why is that? There's just multiple steps involved, and it's obviously going to take people that can help out, and they're not going to be doing it for free.
Correct, because most times, a lot of legal cases, people can do some things on their own, but probate is not generally one of those. So you got to hire an attorney, you got to have court fees. Like I have a matter now in the local area where, we've gone through almost $3,000 in attorney fees, and we're just now opening up the probate estate. So you just have that challenge where that gets kind of expensive, and the matter is only $70,000, and the legal fees may be $6 or $7 in a best case scenario.
You want to try to avoid it, I guess, but if you do have to go through it, what's the best way to start the probate process?
Yeah, the way to start the process is give us a call. We don't do contestants, but we do if you have a will or you don't have anything and you need to transfer real estate or bank accounts. The first part is doing what they call a petition to admit a will or a petition to have somebody appointed as the administrator of an estate. A probate is basically there's a court proceeding where a judge decides who should be in charge, and generally the probate law, the Probate Act of 1975, will decide who are the heirs, and if there's a will, you've got to give notice to everybody that is receiving an inheritance in the will as well.
Something you hope to avoid, but sometimes you gotta go through with it. So we're trying to get you some information here on probate. The best way to find out more is Contact the folks at Gateville Law Firm and talk with Sean yourself. Sean Robertson, available in Yorkville, GatevilleLawFirm.com, or by phone 630-780-1034 at Gateville Law Firm. Trust matters. We'll see you again next week for another installment on WSPY.